Amelia Ellis, Mrs. Xavier Meggett. These 7 folks clean the entire property. Not only do they clean the property, we have over 15 active bathrooms that we do on a regular basis. They work weekends. They're required to be here for any events that we have. And on top of everything else, if there's a bloodborne pathogen like a vomit or a blood spill, these folks come and get it. Not only that, they help out with our critter mitigation. Ms. Venezia is very active with rats and snakes and raccoons and everything else. You can bats, anything else you can think of. She's not afraid of anything. She gets right on it. And then the start of the team, obviously, Ms. Brown. Whenever I come up with her with any kind of a need or a last minute thing or some kind of crazy thing, I get what. Okay, Jamie, I got it. And it gets done. She's fantastic. But thank you very much to all of you guys.
She's not really known as Ms. Brown.
It's Diane.
I have a question.
Thanks so much for all you guys do.
Could he hold up that set of keys on his shirt?
That's not all of them.
That's wonderful.
It's great having you guys here today. We appreciate all the work you do. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Is that all? Committee reports. Ms. Marlott?
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. We have a good report, as always. Thank you. This one might even be better. In education, in December, the department launched its 10th year of collaborative professional development programs with the South Carolina Sea Grant Consortium. 2 additional science cafes with funding support from the USS Yorktown Foundation are scheduled for January and February. These programs are attended by teachers from across the Tri-County area, and just as an aside, I think these things fill up so quickly now. It's incredible. We've gotten a great reputation in the community. The department is working with the Charleston County School District to develop professional development programs for first-year teachers. This will include a May celebration program for 140 teachers. The Flight Academy has received all of its custom hardware for the new simulators. 15 graduate sailors from the Navy nuclear program are assisting staff with the installation of the current simulators. The simulators include one-of-a-kind helicopter simulator. The department is working on its curriculum. The RFP for the custom software to operate the new simulators will close for bids at the end of January. The department will use its existing software program as it integrates into its curriculum the 5 new programs to be developed under the RFP. And I think Allison's got an additional report in a little while with education too. In our collections and curatorial affairs, the curatorial department has welcomed several new donations to the collection. They received a gift of 150 Edward Steichen Naval Photographic Unit photographs from the Museum of Modern Art in New York. These photos will be part of an online collection and part of future exhibits. Second, a Yorktown plank owner's son donated his father, John Prabuki's collection to the museum. These items share stories from his time on board as a musician in the ship's company. The department also received an interesting donation from a Yorktown CV-5 crew member who was killed at the Battle of Coral Sea. His letters and medals were found in a local home that was being cleaned out. The cleaners were happy to save these historic items from the trash and sent them to Patriots Point to be preserved as part of the museum's collection. And I think we'll be hearing a lot more about that treasure in coming times. That trash can treasure is my favorite. The department will begin a museum-wide assessment of tour routes and exhibits to determine areas of necessary maintenance and repair. They will provide this assessment to prepare for fundraising and operational support. In honor of the 80th anniversary of the kamikaze attacks on the Laffey, the curatorial team is creating displays on the Laffey that will tell her story and feature artifacts from the collection. And I did want to add that this is just a drop in the bucket to what's going on with and what all of that Meredith and Keith and the Educational Museum people take care of. And so congratulations to all of them, and we'll be hearing more really exciting things, I think, coming soon. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And is there any questions, Susan, about museum or education? Hearing none, thanks so much for that report. Under Development Committee, I've asked Sam, our marketing director, to fill us in on a few things. The marketing department has been extremely active recently, and so she's going to bring us up to date.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, like you said, we've been a little busy in the marketing department. We had a few events in December. We had Yuletide on the Yorktown, and we had a holiday market with a few local vendors. We had the Festival of Reese that the donations benefited the foundation. We had live music and all kinds of activities for the kids, and we had a great turnout overall. It was really well received from the community. On Sunday, December 29th, we had Sunday Fun Day, which was in support of the Carolina Invitational high school basketball team. The Charleston area had over 125 different high school basketball teams from around the country and even around the world. They had a few Australian teams that were part of the tournament. And so on Sunday, they didn't play any games, and they were looking for a place to just have a community come together and be able to not only see the competition side of it, but see the collective community side of it. And so we hosted a few hundred of the players, coaches, and families, and welcomed them on the ship. And that partnership has secured us a sponsorship for next year in the tournament, and will be one of the listed hotels for the tournament. And kids will be able to, and teams will be able to come as part of Operation Overnight and stay on the ship. Every Saturday in January, we'll be doing Pay What You Can Saturdays. So far, it's been very successful. We've been promoting it through social media, a press release, the website blog post, and weekly ads in the Post and Courier. As far as agency projects, our creative agency, Crawford, is about to launch a pretty significant campaign for Myrtle Beach and spring break. We'll be focusing increasing paid search, performance max, and meta campaigns to increase tourism to Patriots Point from the Myrtle Beach area. We have exciting news for USA Today's 10 Best Award. The Medal of Honor Museum was nominated in the Best New Museum category and took 9th place. And we're nominated again in the Best Museum Ship category. And voting is open now, so please vote every day. Voting will go on now through February 10th, and the winner will be announced on the 19th. So we would love your support, and you can vote every day. You may see a few copies of the To The Point Winter Edition that came out on December 1st, and the Spring Edition will come out on March. So far, again, very well received. Lots of people have been going through them. We just keep printing them out, and visitors keep taking them. So very excited about that. And then there's also a new 2025 events calendar that everyone should have received. And we'll be updating that quarterly too. On the back, you'll see all of the events for the entire calendar year. And then on the other side, you'll see a few events that we will highlight every quarter. And lastly, I think Chris Coleman, if you could cue up the video. So way back in February of 2024, we were approached by a news crew team that came to the ship and wanted to, capture the ship. They wanted to, do a little video here and there. Not entirely sure who they were, what they were part of, or what was going on. But fast forward 8 months, and I got a link from our friends in the Czech Republic, and they produced a Sunday special, and similar to our PBS special, and it gets broadcast across the entire Czech Republic and is received or is viewed by around 800,000 people. So we got an interview with David Sowers in there. Fortunately, none of it is in English, hence why I'm talking over it right now. But Google Translate has shown that they did a great job of, representing our ship, tying the stories, and capturing, even some old footage and with now what Charleston looks like, and being able to bridge that gap. And like I said, David Sowers did a great job with his interview. But yeah, it was a fun little surprise to add to things. But so, thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Great job. Allison, Executive Director's report.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to start off the report on a very sad note. As everyone is aware, we lost a member of our team a couple of weeks ago, Tim Privet, who is a carpenter with in our Collections and Curatorial Affairs department, died, and that has been really hard for our team and a real blow, especially to the collections team. Tim had only been here 6 months, but was such a lovely, warm, friendly guy, and such a valuable member of the team. And his wife said repeatedly how much he loved Patriots Point and how much he loved working here. So that's really impacted sort of the start to our year, and he and his family stay very much front of mind. Miss Diane, in addition to all that you heard that she does, she also takes up collections and cards when we have things happen on the ship. She took up a collection for Tim's family, and among all of the folks on the ship, she raised $1,125 for Tim's family. So thank you to the staff for supporting his family in that way. So just a sad loss there. The Laffy work party is on board. I know I saw Mike. I don't know why you don't wear a yellow shirt. Welcome, Mike, and your team. Glad to have you guys on board. They've got a big work list this time, and looking forward to working with you this week and having a great week. You got anybody here with you? It's just
No,
you
ma'am.
on your own today.
Yes.
Okay. Yesterday we had the pre-construction conference for the remediation project. We had the SCORE team and all of our contractors on board to set the stage for the remediation. It is scheduled to start February the 10th, and will run about a year. Everybody's really excited to get going. They did another walkthrough yesterday. Our team has done just tons and tons of work in preparing for this effort. So we are ready to go. And hopefully you all may have noticed that one of the things that we needed to do to accommodate the remediation was have a spot for the frac tanks. So we had to capture a little bit of caisson for the frac tanks. So we had to move the Marine helicopter, do some filling, create a new area for the Marine helicopter, the CH-46. It has been relocated along with the deuce and a half. You can see them right when you walk in, when you're walking to the ship, right there on your left. The helicopter is in rough shape. We are very pleased to announce that the Yorktown Foundation is going to pay for the restoration of that helicopter. Thank you to the foundation. It is a big job, and it is scheduled to be completed in time for Vietnam Veterans Day. So very excited about that. I've talked about for several months, it's a year-long effort, but the policies and procedures. We wanted to get the online portal up, in addition to having the employee handbook, all of the things that we've been working on for the policies and procedures. So the online portal for all the agency policies is up and running and being rolled out to all employees. So every employee has access to the portal, and every employee acknowledges that they read and understand all the policies. It's just a very helpful tool for everybody to understand, what all the policies are. I want to give a hats off to Chris Coleman. He built this platform and has just done a great job rolling that out. He has a huge, crazy workload, and to be able to get this platform built and out is really really huge. So really hats off to Chris for that. It's so user friendly. I think it's a great tool. And just want to acknowledge once again this whole process with the policies is culminating a year of work, and it has involved Chris Coleman, Chris Half, Chris Jones, all our Chris's, Nick, Maggard, David Coates, and myself have worked on this, met repeatedly. So many thanks to the team who's gotten that done. And lastly, as Susan mentioned earlier, Keith Grabowski, our longtime education department director, is scheduled to retire later this year. So he is going to move into a role of managing the Flight Academy, getting that project finished. And we are going to be on the search for a new director of education and public programs, doing some restructuring within that department, kind of expanding that department a little bit, but more to come on that over the next few months. And that is
Great.
all I have.
Right. Wow. Thanks so much. Mike, we want to say thanks to you guys for all you appreciate your work parties and things y'all do for us and the Laffy. We just really appreciate that.
You're very welcome. We're committed to be here for a long time, and we're dug in deep.
Yes. You also have a cheerleader on the board now.
Yeah.
And we listen to it. Next, we're honored to have Megan Silsby, the executive director of the Yorktown Foundation, to give us a report on their activities.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm excited to present the Yorktown Foundation's fiscal year 2024 annual report. Chris?
I need to grab Chris.
I don't think the clicker's working.
Chris, I think the clicker's not working.
Yeah, well,
Oh, there it goes.
Something. Okay, he's gonna.
he's gonna do it.
Okay. We're proud to announce that we invested over $316,000 in funding towards programs at Patriots Point last fiscal year. This investment ranged across a variety of different departments like the curation department, the education department, our staff and volunteer initiatives, and Operation Restoration. Next slide. We all know that the museum artifacts in the curation department play a key role in preserving the history that we have at Patriots Point. Some of the projects that we funded last year include our Vietnam experience repairs, which we invested $50,000 into, our $16,000 Yorktown Library restoration, which was made possible through a generous donation from the Grigsby family, and some smaller projects like the $2,500 Laffy Ship Store. We're excited to continue to work with the curation department to bring their exhibits to life this year too. Next slide, please. Education continues to be a cornerstone of the Foundation's mission. Last year, we awarded over $26,000 in scholarships, which allowed 667 students to attend our educational programming. We're also proud of the fact that we've awarded over 6,000 scholarships to date, which allows students of all socioeconomic backgrounds to attend the museum. Next slide, please. The Foundation recognizes the importance of our staff and volunteers who truly are the heartbeat of the museum. Last year, we invested $17,000 in our Engage Brigade initiative, which is a year-long program that hosts different employee morale building and camaraderie activities. We also invested $8,500 in our volunteer program, which included the volunteer dinner cruise, the lounge supplies, and our volunteer of the year attending HENSA, which HENSA is the Historical Naval Ships Association event, which staff attended out in San Diego. And it was really nice to have Bill Casasa, who is our volunteer of the year there, to learn best practices from other museum ships as well. Next slide, please. We also secured the final $130,000 needed to complete our $300,000 goal for Operation Restoration. We're proud to announce that 9 out of the 12 aircraft have been restored last year, and we'll continue with this project going forward. This has really been such an impactful project for a lot of the veterans that come back to the Patriots Point to see their aircraft. We had Admiral Flatley up on the flight deck once his plane was restored, and it almost moved him to tears how well it was done. Next slide, please. Our financial stewardship is a proud point of the foundation, and we're proud to announce that we achieved a 93.6% pass-through rate last year, which means that almost all of our fundraising went towards programming. Next slide, please. Here you can see a screenshot of some of where our contributions came from last fiscal year. Next slide, please. In closing, I just want to express my deepest gratitude to everybody in this room, especially our staff, our volunteers, and our donors. None of this would have been possible without your support and your just critical advancement in this mission. We're excited to build on this momentum going into this fiscal year as we increase our donor base and expand our educational opportunities. As you all know, we launched our membership program last November, which continues to build the sustainability of our organization. I do want to especially thank Mr. Craver and his commitment to the Craver Endowment Fund. This was established with a $10,000 gift and has since grown to a $104,000 endowment. Thank you so much for your support, Mr. Craver.
Wonderful.
As you can see, we have a lot of exciting things going on at the foundation, so if you want to chat further or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.
Anyone got any questions of Megan? If not, thanks so much.
Thank
Megan.
you.
This is great. Thank you to the foundation, Chauncey, and all of the members. There are others here. We can't say enough about how much we appreciate what you guys have done over the years and are doing now. We look forward to a very great relationship over the coming years. Thank you so much. Yeah. Any public comments? Hearing none, the Chair will entertain a motion to move into executive session to discuss event and property contractual matters. Motion seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. I think it'll be a fairly short session, shorter than usual. But thank you all for coming today. We'll take about a 5-minute break.
Like the
Although all
barber
vending
shop.
machine takes credit card.
Yeah. Probably not used very much, which is probably why we get very little from it, I would guess.
Okay, we back up.
Yeah.
You say yes? Okay. We're out of executive session. There were no votes taken. Other business, we have a couple of things. One is, James, you got a
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would-
resolution there?
I do a motion for the body to move, Mr. Chairman and members, that the Patriot Points Development Authority approve the extended agreement to amend and restate the lease agreement and to consent to the battery soccer agreement for 1 year for the College of Charleston, a copy of which has been presented to each of you, and that the temporary license agreement also with HCFC LLC be approved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second. Sure.
It's been seconded. And just, is there any discussion? I'll just note that this is an agreement we've had ongoing for 4 or 5 years, and we're just renewing this for the battery. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The ayes have it. And hey, Zeb, hadn't noted and acknowledge you.
He's up.
Glad you're with us.
Glad to be here.
Passes unanimously. We have another resolution here. I'll just read the intro quickly. A resolution for the Patriots Point Development Authority approving the negotiation of a temporary 364-day license between Pinnacle Financial Partners, the successor to South Coast Community Bank, and Patriots Point Development Authority, and authorizing the vice chairman and the secretary to execute the temporary
No, it doesn't.
364-day license on behalf of the Patriots Point Development Authority. This is for the ATM that we have. Is there a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of the resolution to extend the license for the ATM with Pinnacle, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Any opposed? It's unanimous. It passes. Chair would entertain a motion to approve the staff, approve the closing of the ship, and for the staff, or let me read. To one of you lawyers, probably better doing this than me than I, but to approve the staff negotiating with the wrestling group to potentially to rent the ship for a day in November of this year. Is that good enough? Anything?
Yeah. And
Is there a motion?
so moved.
I'd
It's
second
moved,
that.
seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion as presented, signify by saying aye.
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 All, no opposed. It's unanimous. Passes. Thank you very much. Is there any other business to come before the board? If not, our next meeting is February 21st. February 21st. And hearing nothing else, we're adjourned. Thanks so much for coming today, for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We make about $14,000 a day.